going on?
Oh, Henry, is it really you?
Of course, what's wrong?
You're right. You haven't been hurt. You haven't been murdered.
If I hadn't been, I'm about the liveliest corpse that ever existed. Hello, man. What can I do for you today?
I apologize, Dr. Jekyll. I'm expecting your coming to the LAPD.
Is that right? And what brings you here so early in the morning?
Well, we got a report of a telephone call came from this house last night. This was the most unusual call. The operator reported that a woman kept screaming for help.
Sir, I'm sorry. I was
Don't interrupt the inspector call. Please continue, Inspector.
Well, whoever made the call must have left the receiver off the hook all night. Because the operator hasn't been able to get through on the phone since.
The receiver is on the hook, as you can see for yourself. I appreciate you coming out to check on this, Inspector, but obviously everything is just fine.
So it is. That's funny. That operator must be crazy.
About what time did the operator say this happened?
She reported it around midnight.
Maybe she fell asleep and dreamed a terrible phone call. Those operators on night duty must get pretty tired with very little to keep them awake at such an hour.
Yes, too true. Women probably shouldn't even work jobs at that hour. It's not their place, clearly.
But, sir, Bridget saw me.
Bridget?
She's my excitable and nervous Chilean cook who's been imagining all sorts of weird things lately. Her gossiping has Pauline all upset, and, well, you know how women can be.
But, sir, I distinctly remember seeing someone in this room last night. He came out of your laboratory and went into the garden carrying the most unusual heavy staff.
You must be mistaken. Don't you think I've heard if anyone was in this room last night? I was working until well after the clock chimed 1, and I had the laboratory door open all night. No one was here except us, Paul. You see, Inspector, it's just the imagination of a couple of nervous women.
I know how that is. I got a wife at home. You can imagine all kinds of things.
Then you understand. Now, you go back to bed until it's time for breakfast.
Thank you, sir. I haven't been to bed at all. I've been in the same clothes all night.
That's enough, Pauline. Just do as you're told.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Inspector, I'd like to get some rest as well. I thank you again for checking on this. Go ahead.
Sure thing. I'm sorry to have bothered you, but some of my guys down at the station thought that the phone call might have been connected to a murder committed last night.
Murder?
Oh, you hadn't heard?
No.
That's right. You probably haven't gotten the morning papers yet, but you'll see.
But who was murdered?
A prominent shipping executive's widow, Mrs. Delilah Carew.
Delilah? Why,
She was the mother of my fiancée and a very fine lady. This is personally shocking news, Inspector. I must get in touch with Diana right away. Are there any leads on this yet?
There isn't a clue so far, but we'll get one. Don't worry about that.
Consider this a donation to the cause and see that you do. If I can be any assistance, please let me know.
Thanks, Dr. Jekyll.
Poor Delilah. This is terrible. Terrible.
It certainly is. But we'll catch the murder. You can count on that.
Shorty, show the inspector out.
Yes, sir. Shall I show you to the garden, Inspector?
Yes, please.
Poor Madame Delilah, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
It certainly is. But we'll find out.
Right this way, sir.
I didn't do this. Hyde did this.
Holly? Holly, don't leave me up there all by myself. Holly, where are you? Dr. Jekyll.
Bridget, what is the meaning of this? Barging in here in that floozy get. Why aren't you in bed where you belong?
Well, sir, I used to have to think all night. And neither Polly nor me, not with that monster roaming around in this house.
I told you I'd fire you if you kept up with this nonsense. Polly, did you use that phone last night?
Yes, sir.
Why? What for?
Because of what she saw.
Close your head. Polly.
Well, sir, I thought I saw.
You thought you saw. You thought? With your thinking you bring the police to my door at the crack of dawn?
Henry! I thought something happened to you. I thought that man murdered you. Are you ever going to understand how much you matter to me? I was worried sick about you. I honestly thought that man.
What man?
The same man that I saw.
That's
That comes back tell you something, Dr. Jekyll. I'm not a lush, and I still have strong senses. And I know what I saw here, and nobody can make me say what I see.
Bridget, you're fired.
Then I quit. But I saw it. That's my story, and you can't tell me no different. Bridget.
Henry! When did you stop listening to me? You've been treating me and Bridget like we're filth. We used to be friends, Henry, actual friends. You're the only savior I've ever known, and for that I will always be faithful to you. But lately, what's happened to you? Am I really nothing but your servant now?
Paulina, I don't have time for your sentimentality right now. There's been a murder. I must go to Diana in her hour of grief. Get me my hat.
Don't I mean anything to you? I have been loyally in your servitude for 17 years. I'm the only person you can trust, and you need to trust me now. That monster. I think it's Richard Enfield. I told you I've seen him around here up to no good. Have you found anything else yet?
Richard Enfield is a harmless puppy. He has nothing on me. Now, Pauline, do I need to ask again? Get me my hat.
Yes, sir. Whatever you need, sir.
I will be back with you early in the morning.
Perhaps it's the inspector. Maybe they found the murder.
Why would you come here and tell me?
Well, sir, you said that you'd help. You told me about you and Miss Diana.
Yes, right.
You're tired, sir. You haven't slept at all. Perhaps you'd better rest before you drive over to Miss Diana's.
No. I must see her immediately. Go see who it is, and send whoever it is away.
Yes, sir. Who's that?
Charlie Utterson.
Mr. Utterson.
Was that you ringing the bell just now?
Yes, and I was about to ring again when I remembered sometimes you spend all your time locked up in that laboratory. I tried the back door, but it was locked too. So then I decided to try the window here. But what are you two doing up and dressed at this hour for?
I was about to ask you the same. What are you doing here?
Henry, I need to speak to you in private.
Yes, sir.
Henry, something terrible has happened. Madame Delilah Carew has been murdered.
Yes. I know.
How do you know?
Inspector Newcomb of the LAPD was here not half an hour ago. He told me.
What were the police doing here?
He was trying to trace a silly phone call. It's not.
Did he question you? Do you have an alibi for last night?
No. Why would you question me? I had nothing to do with the murder. What are you saying, officer?
Do you recognize this?
Shut up.
It's a part of the walking stick I gave you as a present last year. It's a rare wood grain. I know it anyway. I found it at the scene of the crime. It rolled in the gutter. No one knows I have it. Did you give the cane to ever Hyde?
Hyde. What makes you think that Hyde had anything to do with this?
A servant girl saw the murder committed.
What?
Her description matches that of Edward Hyde.
What are you saying? How do you know what Hyde looks like? You've never met him.
No, but my cousin, Richard Enfield, has. He saw Hyde trample a child one night in Chavez Ravine. He knows all about Hyde, even though he lives in an old house with no windows in that neighborhood. Richard has heard the servant's description of that murderer and will no doubt inform the police or publish the information himself. They'll search that house in Chavez Ravine and find that he is the beneficiary of your will. Then they will come here.
No one knows that but you understand. And as my attorney and friend, you've promised to keep that information confidential.
Yes, Henry, I will keep quiet.